Before we dive into these life-changing lessons from the book of Isaiah, I want to ask you for a quick favor. If you find value in this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us reach more people who need to hear these powerful truths. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Seriously, your support means everything to this channel and helps us continue creating content that can transform lives. Now, let's get started on this incredible journey through Isaiah. The book of Isaiah stands as one of the most profound and transformative books in all of Scripture, written over 2,700 years ago. Its wisdom remains incredibly relevant to the challenges we face in our modern daily lives. Today, we're going to explore 20 powerful lessons from Isaiah that can genuinely transform how you approach each day, how you handle difficulties, and how you find meaning and purpose in your journey. These aren't just theoretical concepts or nice ideas to think about occasionally. These are practical, actionable principles that, when applied consistently, will change the trajectory of your life. Isaiah was a prophet who lived during tumultuous times. He witnessed political upheaval, moral decline, and spiritual confusion among the people. The world he lived in wasn't so different from ours in many ways. People were anxious about the future. They were dealing with corrupt leaders. They were facing economic uncertainty. They were struggling with questions of meaning and purpose. Sound familiar? Yet, through all of this chaos, Isaiah delivered messages of hope, redemption, and practical wisdom that continue to resonate with us today. These aren't just ancient religious concepts that belong in dusty theological discussions. They're actionable principles that can shape your mindset, improve your relationships, give you the strength to overcome whatever obstacles you're facing, and help you build a life of genuine meaning and fulfillment. Let's begin with the first powerful lesson, and I want you to really let this one sink in because it's foundational to everything else we're going to talk about. Trust in something greater than yourself during uncertain times. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3 tells us that perfect peace comes to those whose minds are steadfast because they trust. Now, think about how much anxiety we experience in our daily lives. We worry about our jobs and whether we'll be able to pay our bills next month. We worry about our relationships and whether they'll last. We worry about our health and what that pain or symptom might mean. We worry about our children and the kind of world they're growing up in. We scroll through news feeds that bombard us with crisis after crisis, disaster after disaster, conflict after conflict. The 24-hour news cycle ensures that we're constantly aware of every terrible thing happening anywhere in the world at any moment. The temptation is to try to control everything, to figure it all out on our own, to somehow manage every variable and eliminate every risk. But that's an impossible task, isn't it? You can't control the economy. You can't control other people's choices. You can't control global events. You can't even fully control your own body and health. And when we try to control everything, when we carry the weight of the entire world on our shoulders, we end up exhausted, anxious, and overwhelmed. Isaiah teaches us that true peace doesn't come from having all the answers or controlling every outcome. It comes from anchoring ourselves to something stable and trustworthy, beyond our own limited understanding. It comes from recognizing that we're not the center of the universe, that there are forces and purposes and patterns larger than our individual concerns. In practical terms, this means when you are facing a difficult decision at work, instead of spiraling into anxiety and running through every possible worst-case scenario in your mind, you take a moment to breathe and acknowledge that you don't have to bear the entire burden alone. You do your research, you think things through, you seek wise counsel, and then you make the best decision you can with the information you have, trusting that even if it doesn't turn out perfectly, you'll be okay. When a relationship is struggling, rather than obsessively trying to manipulate the outcome or control the other person's behavior, you focus on being the best version of yourself, communicating honestly and trusting the process. You do your part and release what you cannot control. This isn't about being passive or checking out of your responsibilities. It's not about sitting back and doing nothing while you wait for some external force to solve all your problems. It's about doing what you can while releasing the unhealthy need to control what you cannot. It's about the wisdom to know the difference between what's in your control and what isn't. And when you learn to live this way, when you learn to trust something greater than yourself, you'll find a peace that makes no logical sense given your circumstances. You'll be able to sleep at night even when things are uncertain. You'll be able to function and make good decisions even in the midst of chaos. That's the power of steadfast trust. The second lesson flows naturally from the first, and it's one that our culture desperately needs to hear. Strength comes through quietness and confidence, not through frantic activity. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 15 teaches that in quietness and trust is your strength. Now, our culture glorifies busyness, doesn't it? We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. We brag about how many hours we work this week, how little sleep we got, how packed our schedule is. We fill every moment with activity, noise, and stimulation. We can't even sit in a waiting room for 5 minutes without pulling out our phones to scroll through something, anything, to fill the silence. We've become addicted to constant stimulation and motion. But Isaiah presents a radically different approach. Real strength, real power, comes from stillness. It comes from the confidence to pause, to reflect, to be present. Think about it. Some of the most important work that happens in your brain happens when you're not actively doing anything. It's in those quiet moments that your subconscious processes information, makes connections, and comes up with creative solutions. It's in stillness that you can actually hear your own thoughts and intuition. It's in silence that you can connect with deeper truths and purposes. Consider how this applies to your daily routine. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? If you're like most people, you immediately grab your phone and start consuming information. You check your email, scroll through social media, read the news. Before you've even gotten out of bed, you've already filled your mind with dozens of other people's thoughts, problems, and agendas. What would happen if instead you gave yourself even just 5 or 10 minutes of quiet reflection before you started consuming? What if you used that time to think about what you're grateful for, to set intentions for the day, to simply be present and aware? When you're facing a major challenge or decision, do you immediately react, or do you have the discipline to sit with the problem for a while, to think deeply before acting? Some of the worst decisions we make are the ones we make in haste, when we're reacting from emotion or pressure rather than responding from wisdom and clarity. Some of the most successful people throughout history have been those who mastered the art of strategic stillness. They understood that constant motion isn't the same as progress. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is be still and trust. I want to challenge you to build stillness into your daily routine. It doesn't have to be hours of meditation. Even 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening can make a profound difference. Sit quietly, breathe, let your mind settle. Don't check your phone. Don't turn on the TV. Just be still. You'll be amazed at how this simple practice can increase your clarity, your creativity, your peace, and yes, your strength. The third lesson addresses one of the deepest human needs, and it's something that so many people struggle with every single day. You are valuable and precious, regardless of your circumstances. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 4 declares that you are precious and honored. that you are loved. Now, really let that sink in for a moment. You are precious. You are honored. You are loved. Not because of what you've accomplished. Not because of how you look. Not because of your bank account balance or your job title or how many followers you have on social media. You are valuable simply because you exist. How often do we tie our worth to our achievements, our appearance, our productivity, or other people's opinions of us? We live on an emotional roller coaster, feeling good about ourselves when things are going well and worthless when they're not. When we get praised at work, we feel valuable. When we get criticized, we feel worthless. When we look in the mirror and like what we see, we feel good about ourselves. When we don't, we feel terrible. When people like our posts on social media, we feel validated. When they don't, we feel rejected. What an exhausting way to live, constantly dependent on external validation to feel okay about who we are. But Isaiah reminds us of a fundamental truth that can anchor your entire sense of self. Your value isn't determined by external factors. You are inherently valuable. You are precious, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. This is a truth that exists independent of your circumstances, your achievements, your failures, your appearance, or anyone's opinion of you. You were valuable when you were born. Before you had accomplished anything, you'll be valuable when you're old, even if your body and mind aren't what they once were. You're valuable on your best days and on your worst days. Your value is constant. This truth should fundamentally change how you approach your day and how you respond to life's ups and downs. When you make a mistake at work, you don't spiral into shame and self-loathing because you know one error doesn't define your worth. You can acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, make it right if possible, and move on, all while maintaining your sense of value. When someone criticizes you, you can listen to valid feedback without being devastated because your value isn't up for debate. You can separate what you do from who you are. When you look in the mirror and see imperfections, wrinkles, extra weight, or whatever else you're tempted to judge, you can accept yourself with compassion because you understand that your worth goes far deeper than your physical appearance. Living from this place of knowing you are precious transforms everything. It changes how you let people treat you. It changes what you're willing to tolerate in relationships. It changes how you take care of yourself. It changes the risks you're willing to take because you're not paralyzed by fear of failure, damaging your worth. It changes how you treat yourself in your own mind and self-talk. When you truly believe you are valuable, you stop settling for less than you deserve. You stop accepting crumbs of affection from people who should be giving you full meals. You stop staying in situations that diminish you. You stop hiding your gifts and playing small. You start living like the precious, valuable person you actually are. The fourth lesson is about renewal and persistence, and it's one of my personal favorites because it's gotten me through some very difficult seasons. Those who hope and wait will renew their strength. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, contains one of the most beautiful promises in all of Scripture. It tells us that those who wait and hope will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. What an incredible image, right? Soaring like an eagle, running without getting tired, walking without fainting. Notice that this verse acknowledges the reality of weariness. It doesn't promise that you'll never get tired or face exhaustion. It doesn't say you'll always feel energized and strong. Instead, it promises renewal. It promises that when you do get tired, when you do feel like you can't go on, your strength will be renewed. In your daily life, this means understanding that fatigue, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, is normal and inevitable. There will be seasons when you feel completely drained. Maybe you're in one right now. Maybe you're dealing with a health crisis that has depleted your physical reserves. Maybe you're going through a difficult time in your relationship or your work that has emotionally exhausted you. Maybe you've been fighting the same battles for so long that you're spiritually tired. The key is knowing how to renew your strength and trusting that renewal will come. This might mean taking regular Sabbaths, actual days of rest where you completely disconnect from work and productivity. In our always-on, hustle culture world, this can feel almost revolutionary, but it's essential. Your body, mind, and spirit need regular rhythms of rest and renewal. It might mean developing daily practices that replenish you, whether that's exercise that energizes your body, time in nature that refreshes your spirit, creative pursuits that engage your mind in life-giving ways, or meaningful conversations that feed your soul. It definitely means not giving up during the hard seasons. When you feel like you can't go on, when you've tried everything and nothing seems to be working, when you're so tired you can barely put one foot in front of the other, remember that renewal is coming. Keep showing up. Keep doing the next right thing. Even if all you can do today is take one small step, take that step. Your strength will be renewed. You will soar again. You will run again. Right now, you might just be walking or even crawling, but that's okay. Keep moving forward. The renewal is coming. The fifth lesson challenges us to expand our vision and step beyond our comfortable limitations. Enlarge your tent and stretch your boundaries. Isaiah chapter 54, verse 2, encourages us to enlarge the place of our tent, to stretch our tent curtains wide, to not hold back, to lengthen our cords and strengthen our stakes. This is a call to think bigger, to expand beyond our comfortable limitations, to prepare for growth and abundance. In practical terms, this might mean pursuing that career change you've been afraid to make for years. You know the one, the path that excites you but also terrifies you because it would require leaving the security of what you know. It might mean starting that business you've been thinking about, even though you're scared of failing. It might mean writing that book that's been in your heart, even though you're worried no one will read it. It might mean having that difficult conversation that could transform a relationship, even though you're afraid of the outcome. It might mean moving to that new city that calls to you, even though it means leaving behind the familiar. We often keep ourselves small because it feels safe. We stay in jobs that don't fulfill us because at least they're predictable and pay the bills. We stay in relationships that don't challenge us to grow because at least they're comfortable and we know what to expect. We stay in routines that don't excite us because at least they're familiar and don't require us to risk anything. But here's the thing, safe isn't always good. Comfortable isn't always healthy. Familiar isn't always fulfilling. Sometimes staying small and playing it safe is actually the riskiest thing you can do, because it means you never discover what you're truly capable of. It means you get to the end of your life with a long list of regrets about things you never tried, chances you never took, dreams you never pursued. Isaiah reminds us that we were made for expansion, for growth, for bigger things. We were made to stretch. Yes, stretching is uncomfortable. Yes, growth requires risk. Yes, enlarging your tent means you might fail, but it also means you might succeed beyond your wildest dreams. It means you might discover capabilities you never knew you had. It means you might experience joy and fulfillment you can't even imagine from where you are right now. Ask yourself today, where have I been playing small? Where have I been holding back because of fear? What would it look like to stretch my boundaries just a little bit? You don't have to make a massive leap all at once. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow and move across the country. Just take one step beyond your current comfort zone. Have one difficult conversation. Apply for one opportunity that scares you. Start one project you've been putting off. Then take another step, and another. That's how you build a bigger life, one stretch at a time. The sixth lesson is about the power of your words, and this is something that can literally transform your life starting today. Your words create reality and have lasting impact. Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11, tells us that words that go out do not return empty, but accomplish what they are sent to do. They will achieve the purposes for which they were sent. This is a profound truth about the creative power of language. The words you speak, both to yourself and to others, literally shape reality. They create emotional climates. They build up or tear down confidence. They open or close doors of opportunity. They plant seeds that grow into beliefs and behaviors. Think about your self-talk for a moment. What do you regularly say to yourself in your own mind? If you could hear a recording of your internal dialogue, would you be shocked by how negative and critical it is? So many people speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to another person. They call themselves stupid, ugly, worthless, incompetent. They constantly criticize and berate themselves. They focus on every flaw and mistake while dismissing every strength and success. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you can't do it, you'll never change, what reality are you creating? Your brain believes what you repeatedly tell it. Your subconscious mind doesn't argue with you or fact-check your statements. It simply accepts what you tell it as true and then works to make that true. So if you keep telling yourself you're bad at math, your brain will ensure you stay bad at math. If you keep telling yourself you'll never find love, your brain will sabotage potential relationships to prove you right. If you keep telling yourself you can't succeed, your brain will find ways to ensure you don't. Now, think about how you speak to the people in your life. Do your words build them up or tear them down? Do you speak life and possibility into them? Or do you constantly criticize and complain? When your partner makes a mistake, do you attack their character or address the specific behavior? When your child struggles with something, do you express confidence in their ability to learn and grow? Or do you reinforce their limitations? When your coworker has a good idea, do you encourage them? Or do you immediately point out all the potential problems? Your words have power. They create atmosphere. They shape how people see themselves and what they believe is possible. A word of encouragement at the right moment can literally change the trajectory of someone's life. A critical word at a vulnerable moment can create a wound that takes years to heal. Starting today, become intentional about your words. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and compassion you'd offer a good friend who was struggling. When you're facing a challenge, instead of saying, "I can't do this," try saying, "This is difficult, but I'm capable of learning and growing. I've overcome hard things before, and I can do it again." When speaking to others, look for opportunities to encourage, to affirm, to speak truth that empowers. Notice what people are doing well and tell them. Express specific appreciation. Point out strengths you see in them that they might not see in themselves. Speak about future possibilities with hope, rather than focusing only on current problems. This doesn't mean being dishonest or ignoring real issues. It means being intentional about using your words to create the reality you actually want, rather than carelessly speaking in ways that create negativity, limitation, and harm. Your words are creating your future and the future of everyone around you. Make sure they're creating the future you actually want. The seventh lesson addresses a universal human struggle that keeps so many people stuck. Let go of the past to embrace the new things ahead. Isaiah chapter 43 verses 18 and 19 contain a powerful instruction. Forget the former things. Don't dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. How much of your mental and emotional energy is consumed by rehashing the past? Past failures that you can't stop beating yourself up about. Past hurts that you replay over and over. Past mistakes that you can't forgive yourself for. Past relationships that ended. Past opportunities that you missed. Past glory days when things were better than they are now. While we can certainly learn valuable lessons from the past, dwelling there keeps us from fully engaging with the present and the future. It's like trying to drive forward while constantly staring in the rearview mirror. You're going to crash. Maybe you're still beating yourself up over a business that failed 5 years ago, and that shame is keeping you from starting something new, even though you have great ideas and more experience now. Maybe you're so hurt by a past betrayal that you can't open yourself up to new relationships even though there are good people right in front of you who would never treat you that way. Maybe you're so attached to how good things used to be in some earlier season of your life that you can't appreciate the blessings and opportunities in front of you right now. Maybe you can't stop ruminating on a mistake you made that hurt someone. And even though you've apologized and made amends, you keep punishing yourself. Isaiah's message is clear and direct. Let it go. Forget the former things. Not because the past doesn't matter, or because you should pretend it didn't happen, but because clinging to it prevents you from seeing and receiving the new things that are trying to emerge in your life right now. There are new opportunities, new relationships, new possibilities, new versions of yourself waiting to be born, but you can't receive them if your hands are too full of the past to grab onto the new. Today, I want you to identify one thing from your past that you need to release. It might be a grudge you've been holding on to for years. It might be a regret about a choice you made. It might be grief over a lost opportunity. It might even be a success that you're overly attached to, constantly comparing your present to that past highlight and finding your present lacking. Whatever it is, I want you to do something symbolic to release it. Write it down and then burn the paper or tear it up. Say out loud, I release you. I let you go. Thank you for what you taught me, but I'm moving forward now. Acknowledge it, honor what it meant or what it taught you, and then consciously choose to let it go and turn your attention to what's possible now. The new thing is springing up. Don't miss it because you're too focused on what was. The 8th lesson is about identity and purpose, and it addresses one of the deepest human questions. Why am I here? You were created for a specific purpose. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 7 speaks about everyone who is called by name, who was created for glory, formed and made for a purpose. You are not an accident. You are not random. You are not just a cosmic coincidence or a biological fluke. You were created with intention, with purpose, with a unique contribution to make to the world. In your daily life, this truth should inform your decisions and priorities in profound ways. It means that the work you do matters, not just for the paycheck, although paying your bills is important, but because it's an expression of your purpose. Whether you're a teacher shaping young minds, a nurse caring for the sick, an entrepreneur solving problems, an artist creating beauty, a parent raising the next generation, or anything else. Your work has meaning beyond just earning money. You're contributing something. You're making a difference. You're fulfilling part of why you're here. It means that your relationships matter because you're meant to impact the people around you. The conversations you have, the encouragement you give, the love you express, the example you set. These are all part of your purpose. You might never know the full impact of a kind word you spoke to someone at exactly the moment they needed it, but that impact is real. It means that developing your talents and abilities isn't selfish or self-indulgent. It's stewardship of what you've been given. You have unique gifts, abilities, perspectives, and experiences that no one else has in quite the same combination. When you develop those gifts and use them, you're fulfilling your purpose. When you're feeling lost or questioning whether your life has meaning, come back to this truth. You were made on purpose, for a purpose. Your job is to discover what that purpose is and align your life with it as much as possible. Now, this doesn't mean you need to figure out some grand cosmic plan all at once, or know exactly what your entire life is supposed to be about. It's usually much simpler and more immediate than that. It means paying attention to what energizes you, what problems you're naturally drawn to solve, what makes you come alive, what you care deeply about, what you do well, what brings you joy. Then organize your life around those things as much as possible. If you love helping people but you're stuck in a job that's all about numbers and you never interact with people, something's off. If you're deeply creative but your life has no outlet for that creativity, something's missing. If you care passionately about a particular issue but you never do anything about it, you're ignoring part of your purpose. Start small. You don't have to quit your job and completely reinvent your life tomorrow. But you can start making small adjustments that bring your daily life more into alignment with who you were created to be. That's how you live with purpose. That's how you fulfill while you're here. The 9th lesson is about justice and compassion, and it's a reminder that purpose isn't just about personal fulfillment. Seek justice and defend the vulnerable. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 17 gives very clear and direct instructions. Learn to do right. Seek justice. Defend the oppressed. Take up the cause of the fatherless. Plead the case of the widow. In modern terms, don't just focus on your own life and advancement and comfort. Look around you. Who needs help? Who is being treated unfairly? Who has no voice or power? Where can you make a difference? In your daily life, this might mean standing up for a coworker who's being treated unfairly, even when it's uncomfortable and even when it might cost you something. It might mean using your privilege or position to advocate for someone who doesn't have the same advantages. It might mean volunteering with an organization that serves vulnerable populations, whether that's homeless shelters, domestic violence centers, refugee services, or something else. It might mean using your voice and your vote to support policies and leaders that protect those who can't protect themselves. It might mean simple acts of kindness and dignity toward people that society tends to overlook or dismiss, like really seeing and speaking kindly to the person cleaning your office or serving your food. It definitely means not being so consumed with your own concerns, your own problems, your own goals, your own comfort that you become blind to the suffering of others. It's so easy to get tunnel vision, to be so focused on our own lives that we simply don't notice the needs around us. But Isaiah makes it clear that seeking justice and defending the vulnerable isn't optional for people who want to live with integrity. It's not something you do if you have extra time or feel like it. It's central to what it means to be a good person. It's part of what you were created for. Now, you don't have to solve every problem in the world. You're not responsible for fixing everything, but you can do something. You can help someone. You can speak up for someone. You can contribute to making the world a little more just, a little more compassionate, a little more fair. And when you do, you'll find that it gives your life a richness and meaning that all the self-focused success in the world can't provide. There's something deeply satisfying about knowing you made a difference in someone else's life, that you used your resources and influence for good, that you stood for something beyond yourself. The 10th lesson addresses one of life's hardest experiences and offers a perspective that can help you not just survive difficult times, but actually grow through them. Even in difficult times, there is purpose and growth. Isaiah chapter 48 verse 10 talks about being refined in the furnace of affliction, not refined before the furnace or after the furnace, but in it. The difficulties themselves are the refining process. Nobody wants to go through difficult times. Nobody wakes up and thinks, I hope something terrible happens today so I can grow. We all want comfortable, easy, happy lives. But the reality is that challenges, setbacks, pain, loss, and suffering are inevitable parts of the human experience. The question isn't whether you'll face hard times. The question is how you'll respond to them. Isaiah suggests that difficult experiences aren't just random bad luck or meaningless suffering. They're a furnace, a refining process that can purify you, strengthen you, and reveal what you're truly made of. The image of refining is important. When precious metals like gold or silver are refined, they're subjected to intense heat. The heat causes the impurities to separate from the pure metal so they can be removed. What remains is something more valuable, more beautiful, more pure than what went into the furnace. That's what difficult experiences can do for you if you let them. Think about the hardest seasons of your life, the times when you went through something that you thought would break you, a devastating loss, a serious health crisis, a betrayal, a failure, a period of depression or anxiety, financial hardship, a relationship ending. Whatever your hard seasons have been, I want you to think about them honestly. Yes, they were painful. Yes, you wouldn't choose to go through them again. But didn't they also produce some of your greatest growth? Didn't they teach you things about yourself, about others, about what really matters that you couldn't have learned any other way? Didn't they develop strength and resilience and wisdom in you that you didn't have before? Often, the person who has been through deep suffering is the one with the most compassion for others who are suffering. The person who has faced their own brokenness is the one with the most grace for other people's flaws. The person who has hit rock bottom and climbed back up is the one with the most hope to offer others who are struggling. Your difficult experiences aren't wasted. They're refining you. When you're in the middle of a difficult season right now, and many of you watching this are, this perspective can be sustaining. Instead of just asking, "Why is this happening to me?" which is a natural question, you can also ask, "What can I learn from this? How is this shaping me? What strength is being developed in me through this challenge? What impurities are being burned away? Who am I becoming through this process?" This doesn't mean pretending to be happy about suffering, or putting on a fake smile and saying everything's fine when it's not. It doesn't mean denying real pain or bypassing grief. It means looking for purpose and growth even in the hard times. It means trusting that you're being refined, not destroyed. It means believing that you will come out of this furnace more valuable, more beautiful, more pure than when you went in. Hold on to that when the heat is intense. You're not being destroyed. You're being refined. The 11th lesson is about authenticity and integrity, and it challenges us to close the gap between who we say we are and who we actually are. True worship is lived out in how you treat others. Isaiah chapter 58 is an entire chapter devoted to this theme, but the essence is captured in verses 6 and 7. True worship, true goodness, true spirituality isn't just about religious rituals or saying the right things or appearing righteous in public. It's about loosing the chains of injustice, setting the oppressed free, sharing your food with the hungry, providing shelter for the poor wanderer, clothing the naked, not turning away from your own flesh and blood. In modern terms, you can't claim to be a good person, a spiritual person, a person of faith or values, if you're only good in public or in religious settings, but treat people poorly in your daily life. Your integrity is shown in how you treat the server at a restaurant when they make a mistake with your order. It's shown in how you treat the customer service representative on the phone when you're frustrated about a problem. It's shown in how you treat your family members behind closed doors when no one else is watching. It's shown in whether you're honest in your business dealings, even when you could get away with cutting corners. It's shown in whether you keep your promises even when it's inconvenient. It's shown in whether you're kind to people who can do nothing for you, who have no power or status or ability to benefit you in any way. It's easy to be nice to your boss or to people you want to impress. It's easy to be generous when people are watching, and you'll get credit for it. It's easy to talk about values and principles in abstract terms. What's harder is actually living those values when it costs you something, when no one's watching, when it's inconvenient, when you're tired or frustrated or not in the mood. But that's where real integrity lives, not in the public performance, but in the private reality. Starting today, I want you to pay attention to the gap between who you present yourself to be and who you actually are in the hidden moments. Do you talk about kindness, but then speak harshly to your spouse or children when you're stressed? Do you post inspiring quotes about compassion on social media, but then gossip about your coworkers? Do you claim to value honesty, but then lie when it's convenient? Do you present yourself as successful and put together, but treat people beneath you on the social or economic ladder with contempt? We all have gaps. We all fall short of our own ideals. The question is whether we're working on closing those gaps or ignoring them. Work on being the same person in private that you are in public. Treat everyone with the same respect and kindness, regardless of their status or what they can do for you. Let your actions match your words. That's what it means to live with integrity. That's what Isaiah is talking about when he describes true worship. It's not about what you say or what rituals you perform. It's about how you actually live, especially when you think no one important is watching. The 12th lesson addresses our relationship with difficulty and one of the most powerful antidotes to fear. Do not fear, for you are not alone. Throughout the book of Isaiah, variations of the phrase "do not fear" appear repeatedly, often followed by reassurances of divine presence and help. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10 is a beautiful example. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Fear is one of the most paralyzing emotions we experience as human beings. Fear of failure stops people from trying new things. Fear of rejection keeps people in isolation. Fear of the unknown prevents people from making necessary changes. Fear of not being enough drives people to exhaustion trying to prove their worth. Fear of loss makes people hold too tightly to what they have. And often, at the root of that fear is feeling alone, feeling like we have to face everything by ourselves, like we're the only ones holding it all together, and if we fail or fall apart, everything will collapse. Isaiah's repeated message throughout the book is that you are not alone. You don't have to face your challenges in isolation. You don't have to figure everything out by yourself. You don't have to be strong enough to handle everything on your own. Help is available. Support is available. Strength beyond your own is available. In practical terms, this means being willing to reach out for help when you need it, instead of suffering in silence. It means building a support system of friends, family, mentors, counselors, or community that you can lean on during difficult times. It means being vulnerable enough to admit when you're struggling instead of pretending you have it all together. So many people are drowning in silence because they're too proud or too ashamed to ask for help. They think they should be able to handle everything on their own, that needing help is a sign of weakness. But that's not strength. That's just stubborn isolation that leads to burnout, breakdown, and unnecessary suffering. Real strength is having the humility and wisdom to know when you need help, and the courage to ask for it. This also means developing practices that help you feel connected to something larger than yourself, whether that's through prayer, meditation, time in nature, serving others, or being part of a community. When you're connected, when you remember that you're part of something bigger, when you tap into sources of strength and wisdom beyond your own limited resources, fear loses much of its power. When fear arises, and it will because fear is a normal human emotion, you don't have to let it control you. Acknowledge it, feel it, but then remind yourself that you're not facing this alone. Reach out, ask for help, connect, draw on the strength and support that's available to you. That's how you move through fear instead of being paralyzed by it. The 13th lesson is about hope and expectation, and it's especially important for those of you who have been through really hard things and are struggling to believe that better days are ahead. The best is yet to come. Isaiah chapter 65, verse 17, speaks of creating new heavens and a new earth, where the former things will not be remembered, nor will they come to mind. This is a message of radical hope, the belief that no matter what has happened, no matter how dark things seem right now, no matter how much has been lost or broken, better things are ahead. The former things, all the pain and suffering and disappointment, will not even come to mind because the new things will be so good. In your daily life, this translates to maintaining an attitude of expectation, not a naive optimism that ignores reality or pretends problems don't exist, but a deep hope that believes in the possibility of transformation, redemption, healing, and new beginnings. Maybe you're in a career that feels like a dead end right now. Every day feels the same. You're not growing or learning. You're not excited about anything. Hope says there are opportunities you haven't discovered yet. There are doors that haven't opened yet. There are possibilities you can't even imagine from where you are right now. Maybe a relationship has ended painfully, and you're struggling to believe you'll ever find love again. Hope says you can heal from this. Your heart can open again. There is love in your future, maybe even better than what you lost. Maybe you've made mistakes that you deeply regret, choices that have hurt yourself and others, and you're wondering if you can ever move past them. Hope says you can learn and grow. You can change. You can make amends. You can create a better path forward. Your story isn't over. The mistakes of your past don't have to define your future. When you wake up each morning, consciously choose to believe that good things are possible for you. Look for evidence of progress, growth, and blessings, even small ones. Train your mind to expect good things rather than defaulting to pessimism, cynicism, or catastrophic thinking. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means maintaining hope even in the midst of challenges. It means believing that the best chapters of your story are still being written, that you haven't seen all your best days yet, that there are experiences and joys and victories ahead that will make the struggles of today worth it. I know some of you have been through things that make it very hard to hope. You've been disappointed so many times that you're afraid to expect anything good because you don't want to be let down again. I understand that. But I also want you to know that cynicism and despair, while they might protect you from disappointment, also prevent you from experiencing joy. They close you off to possibility. They make you miss the good things that are right in front of you. Choose hope. Dare to believe that the best is yet to come. You might be surprised at how that simple shift in expectation begins to change what you see and experience. If you're finding value in these lessons, I want to remind you again to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're only at Lesson 13, and we still have 7 more powerful truths to explore together. Your support through liking, subscribing, and sharing really does make a difference in helping us reach more people with this content. Now, let's continue. The 14th lesson addresses our constant striving and our culture's problematic relationship with rest. Rest is not laziness. It is obedience and wisdom. Isaiah chapter 30 verse 15 says that in repentance and rest is your salvation, in quietness and trust is your strength, but you would have none of it. That last part is telling. Even when rest is offered as the path to salvation and strength, People reject it in favor of frantic activity. We've touched on quietness before, but let's focus specifically on rest and why it matters so much. Our culture has a deeply complicated and often unhealthy relationship with rest. Intellectually, we know we need it. We've all heard about the importance of sleep, of taking breaks, of unplugging. But emotionally and practically, we feel guilty when we rest. We feel like we're being lazy or unproductive. We admire people who work 80-hour weeks and sacrifice everything, including their health and relationships, for their goals. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor and compete over who's busiest, who slept least, who's most stressed. But Isaiah presents rest not as a luxury for people who have time for it, or a sign of weakness for people who can't keep up, but as essential to your well-being and effectiveness. Rest is when your body heals and repairs itself. Rest is when your mind processes information and consolidates memories. Rest is when your creativity replenishes and your problem-solving abilities restore. Rest is when your soul reconnects with what matters most, beyond the constant demands and distractions. Without adequate rest, you become less effective, less creative, less patient, less healthy, less able to handle stress, and less pleasant to be around. In practical terms, this means building rest into your schedule with the same intentionality and non-negotiability that you schedule work and other commitments. It means taking a real day off each week where you completely disconnect from work emails and projects. Not checking in just for a minute. Not doing just a little work. Actually, off. It means getting adequate sleep, even when you're tempted to sacrifice it for one more episode, one more scroll through social media, or one more hour of productivity. The research is clear. Sleep deprivation has serious consequences for your physical health, mental health, cognitive function, and emotional regulation. You're not actually gaining time by sleeping less. You're just being less effective with the time you have. It means taking actual vacations where you truly unplug, not working vacations where you're still on your laptop every morning. It means building margin into your days, instead of scheduling yourself so tightly that there's no room for anything unexpected or any time to just breathe. It means giving yourself permission to rest without guilt. You are not a machine. You're not meant to run continuously without stopping. You're a human being who needs cycles of work and rest, activity and recovery, productivity and renewal. This isn't a flaw in your design. It's how you were made. When you honor that design instead of fighting against it, you'll actually be more productive, more creative, more effective, and definitely healthier and happier. The 15th lesson is about perspective and priorities in a world that constantly pressures us to focus on the wrong things. External things fade, but truth and character endure. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 8 tells us that grass withers and flowers fall, but the word of truth stands forever. This is a reminder about what actually lasts and what doesn't, about where to invest your finite time and energy for maximum long-term return. In our daily lives, we often invest enormous energy in things that are ultimately temporary and fleeting. The perfect appearance that will fade with age. The impressive title that will be gone the day you leave that job or retire. The big house that you can't take with you. The social media following that will disappear the moment the platform changes or you stop posting. The latest trends that will be out of style next season. These things aren't necessarily bad in themselves. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look nice or having career success or owning a comfortable home or having an online presence. The problem is when we make them our primary focus, when we build our entire sense of worth and identity around them, when we sacrifice things that actually matter in pursuit of things that don't last. What does last? Character lasts. The kind of person you are, your integrity, your honesty, your kindness, your courage, these things remain. Love lasts. The relationships you build, the way you treat people, the impact you have on the hearts and lives of others, these things endure. Truth and wisdom last. What you know, what you learn, the understanding you develop, the principles you live by, these things have permanent value. The influence you have on other people's lives lasts. The encouragement you gave someone, the example you set, the difference you made, these things ripple forward in ways you may never fully see. When you're making decisions about how to spend your time and energy, ask yourself this question: will this matter in 5 years? In 10 years? At the end of my life? This question can be incredibly clarifying. It helps you say no to things that seem urgent but aren't important, and yes to things that are important but not urgent. It helps you prioritize the conversation with your child over the perfect Instagram post, because which one will matter more in 20 years? It helps you choose developing your character over projecting an image, because which one will actually sustain you through life's challenges? It helps you invest in deep relationships over accumulating possessions, because which one will bring you comfort when you're old? Don't waste your one precious life chasing things that won't last, building your entire identity around things that fade. Invest in what endures, build character, cultivate love, seek truth and wisdom, make a positive impact on others. These are the things you can take with you. These are the things that will matter when everything else has fallen away. The 16th lesson addresses our constant need for guidance and the challenge of making good decisions in a complex world. Seek wisdom and direction for your path. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21, contains a beautiful promise. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." What a comforting image. You're walking along your path, you come to a fork. You're not sure which way to go, and you hear guidance. This is the way. Life constantly presents us with decisions, crossroads, moments where we're not sure which direction to take. Should I take this job offer or stay where I am? Should I move to this new city for this opportunity or stay near my family? Should I end this relationship that's not healthy or keep trying to make it work? Should I invest in this business idea or is it too risky? Should I go back to school or use that time and money differently? The number of decisions we have to make, from small daily choices to major life-altering ones, can be overwhelming. Isaiah reminds us that guidance is available. We're not left to figure everything out on our own, relying solely on our own limited wisdom and perspective. In practical terms, this means developing practices and relationships that help you access wisdom beyond your own. It might mean journaling regularly to process your thoughts, clarify your values, and listen to your own inner wisdom that often gets drowned out by all the external noise. When you write, you often discover things you didn't know you knew. It might mean seeking counsel from mentors, therapists, or wise friends who can offer perspective, ask good questions, point out your blind spots, and help you think through complex decisions. The Bible talks about there being wisdom in a multitude of counselors. Different people can see different angles of a situation that you might miss. It might mean prayer or meditation where you create space to listen rather than just talk, where you quiet your mind enough to hear that still small voice of guidance. It might mean paying attention to your intuition, that gut feeling that something is right or wrong even when you can't fully explain why. Often, your intuition is picking up on information that your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. It definitely means slowing down enough to actually hear guidance rather than making rushed decisions driven by anxiety, pressure, or FOMO. Some of the worst decisions are made in haste when we feel pressured to decide immediately without taking time to think, pray, seek counsel and listen. When you're facing a significant decision and you're not sure what to do, don't panic and don't rush. Create space to seek wisdom. If it's a really important decision, give yourself adequate time. Ask for guidance through whatever means are meaningful to you. Talk to people you trust. Listen to your intuition. Pay attention to the doors that open and close. Notice what gives you peace and what creates anxiety. Trust that you will receive the direction you need, even if it doesn't come as quickly or as clearly as you'd like. Sometimes the way becomes clear one step at a time rather than all at once, and that's okay. Take the next step you can see, and trust that the next one after that will become clear when you need it. The 17th lesson is about generosity and abundance, and it contains one of the most counterintuitive principles in all of life. Give freely, and you will be blessed. Isaiah chapter 58, verses 10 and 11 say that if you spend yourself on behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will rise in the darkness, and your night will become like the noonday. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. This is a principle of sowing and reaping, of generosity leading to blessing, of giving leading paradoxically not to depletion, but to abundance. When you live with a scarcity mindset, you hoard everything. You hoard your time because you think there's never enough. You hoard your money because you're afraid you won't have enough. You hoard your knowledge and expertise because you see others as competition. You hoard your connections and opportunities because you want to keep all the advantages for yourself. You operate from fear that there's not enough to go around, that if you give something away you'll have less. But Isaiah teaches the opposite principle. When you give freely, when you're generous, when you spend yourself on behalf of others, you don't end up depleted and empty. You end up blessed and satisfied and strengthened. You become like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. In your daily life, what does this look like practically? Look for opportunities to be generous in all its forms. Share your expertise with someone who's trying to learn, even if they might someday be your competitor. Freely give the knowledge and skills you've worked hard to develop. Use your connections to help someone who's looking for opportunities. Make an introduction. Put in a good word. Open a door for someone, even if there's nothing in it for you. Give your time to someone who needs support, listening, encouragement, or practical help. Don't always be too busy for others. Make yourself available. Donate money to causes that matter, to people who are struggling, to organizations doing good work. Give, even if you don't feel like you have a lot. Some of the most generous people are those who have the least, because they understand what it's like to need help. Here's what happens when you live generously, and I've seen this play out over and over in my own life and in observing others. You shift from scarcity to abundance. You start to see that there is enough. You discover that you actually have more than you thought. You realize you're more resourced than you believed. And, paradoxically, the more you give, the more you seem to have. This isn't magic or karma or a vending machine where you put in generosity and get back material blessings. It's deeper than that. When you're generous, you open yourself up. You create flow instead of stagnation. You connect with others instead of isolating. You participate in reciprocity and community instead of trying to hoard and protect. You align yourself with principles of abundance instead of scarcity. You become the kind of person who receives because you're also the kind of person who gives. Hoarding closes you off and actually creates the scarcity you fear. Generosity opens you up and creates abundance. Choose generosity, even when it feels risky, even when you're not sure you have enough. You'll be amazed at how this practice transforms not just other people's lives, but your own. The 18th lesson addresses something that most people dramatically underestimate: the power of your thoughts to shape your reality. Your thoughts shape your reality. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3, which we mentioned earlier in a different context, directly connects peace to what the mind is focused on. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. In more modern psychological terms, we'd call this cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, which is one of the most effective forms of therapy and is based on the understanding that our thoughts influence our emotions and behaviors. If you constantly think negative thoughts, catastrophic thoughts, distorted thoughts, you'll feel anxious, depressed, and defeated, and you'll likely behave in ways that reinforce those feelings and create more negative outcomes. If you intentionally cultivate positive, truthful, balanced, empowering thoughts, you'll feel more peaceful, hopeful, and motivated, and you'll behave in ways that create better outcomes. This is why practices like gratitude are so powerful. When you regularly focus on what you're thankful for, you literally rewire your brain to notice and appreciate good things, rather than only focusing on problems. This is why affirmations, when used correctly, can be effective. You're training your mind with new thoughts, instead of letting it run on autopilot with old negative patterns. This is why mindfulness meditation is helpful. It teaches you to observe your thoughts rather than being controlled by them, to notice when you're spiraling into unhelpful thinking patterns, and choose different thoughts. Starting today, pay very close attention to your thought patterns. What's your mental default? When something unexpected happens, do you immediately assume the worst? When you make a mistake, do you spiral into shame and self-criticism? When you're facing a challenge, do you think I can't do this, or do you think this will be hard but I can figure it out? When you notice yourself spiraling into negative thinking, and you will because we all do it, pause and ask yourself these questions. Is this thought actually true? What evidence do I have for it? What evidence contradicts it? Is this thought helpful? Is it moving me toward where I want to go or keeping me stuck? What would be a more accurate or empowering way to think about this situation? This isn't about toxic positivity, or pretending problems don't exist, or putting a positive spin on genuinely bad situations. It's about not making things worse with catastrophic thinking, overgeneralizations, and distorted perspectives. It's about training your mind to work for you instead of against you. Your mind is your most powerful tool. It can be your greatest asset or your worst enemy. The good news is that you have much more control over it than you probably realize. You can't always control what thoughts pop into your head, but you can absolutely control which ones you engage with and reinforce. Learn to use your mind well. Challenge unhelpful thoughts. Cultivate helpful ones. Focus on truth rather than distortion. Your external reality will begin to shift as your internal reality does. The 19th lesson is about resilience and perseverance, about what it takes to actually achieve meaningful things and overcome significant obstacles. Keep going, even when it's hard. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 29 tells us that God gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. There will be times when you want to give up, when the goal you are pursuing seems impossibly far away, when you've failed so many times that you're starting to think maybe it's just not meant to be, when you've been trying so hard for so long and you're just tired, when it feels like everyone else is succeeding and you're the only one struggling, when you can't see any progress despite all your effort. In those moments, the temptation is to quit, to give up, to decide it's not worth it anymore. But Isaiah reminds us that strength is available even when you feel you have absolutely none left. In practical terms, this means developing the mental toughness and resilience to keep going when it would be so much easier to quit. It means understanding that feelings of discouragement, exhaustion, and frustration are completely normal and temporary. They're not a sign that you should give up or that you're on the wrong path. They're just part of the process of doing anything difficult or worthwhile. It means breaking big challenges into smaller, manageable steps so you can keep making progress even when you're tired, and the big goal feels overwhelming. Instead of thinking about the 50 pounds you need to lose, focus on making one healthy choice today. Instead of thinking about the 4 years of school ahead of you, focus on completing this week's assignments. Instead of thinking about building a successful business, focus on the one task in front of you right now. It means celebrating small wins along the way to maintain motivation. Don't wait until you've achieved the entire goal to acknowledge progress. Celebrate the small victories, the incremental improvements, the days when you showed up even though you didn't feel like it. It means being willing to adjust your approach when something clearly isn't working, without abandoning the goal altogether. There's a difference between quitting and pivoting. Quitting is giving up on what you want. Pivoting is changing your strategy while staying committed to the outcome. Some of the most successful people in any field, whether it's business, arts, athletics, science, or anything else, are not necessarily the most talented or naturally gifted. They're the most persistent. They're the ones who kept going when others quit. They're the ones who failed more times than most people even try. They're the ones who found a way to take one more step even when they were exhausted, one more attempt even after multiple failures, one more day even when they wanted to give up. You have that capacity too. You have reservoirs of strength you haven't even tapped into yet. When you feel like quitting, when you're sure you can't go on, just do one more thing. Take one more step. Make one more attempt. Get through one more day, then another, and another. That's how you build the life you want. That's how you achieve meaningful goals. That's how you become the person you're meant to be. Not through one dramatic moment of heroism, but through thousands of small decisions to keep going when quitting would be easier. The 20th and final lesson brings us full circle and offers the ultimate message of hope. Live with hope, because restoration is possible. Isaiah chapter 61, verses 1 through 3, which Jesus himself quoted, speaks of good news for the poor, healing for the brokenhearted, freedom for captives, release for prisoners, comfort for those who mourn, a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. This is a message of complete restoration and redemption. It's saying that no matter what you've been through, no matter how broken things seem, no matter how long you've been struggling, no matter how much has been lost or destroyed, restoration is possible. Healing is possible. Freedom is possible. Joy is possible. Beauty is possible. A complete transformation from ashes to beauty, from mourning to joy, from despair to praise. In your daily life, this truth should give you courage to keep hoping, keep trying, keep believing that things can get better, that you can heal, that change is possible, that your story isn't over. Maybe you're dealing with addiction, and you've relapsed so many times that you've lost count. You've tried to quit and failed over and over. You're starting to think you'll never be free. Restoration is still possible. Freedom is still possible. Don't give up. Maybe you've gone through a devastating loss, the death of someone you love, the end of a marriage, a dream that died, and you can't imagine ever feeling joy again. Joy is still possible. You will laugh again. You will experience beauty and meaning again. The mourning won't last forever. Maybe you've made terrible mistakes that have hurt others and yourself. You've betrayed people you love. You've destroyed relationships. You've acted in ways you're deeply ashamed of. Redemption is still possible. You can make amends where possible. You can change. You can become a different person. Your worst moments don't define you. Maybe you have been trapped in destructive patterns for so long that they feel like part of who you are. Depression, anxiety, unhealthy relationships, toxic thinking, self-sabotage. Whatever your prison is, freedom is still possible. You can break free. You can establish new patterns. You can be released from what's been holding you captive. The human capacity for healing, growth, and transformation is absolutely remarkable. We've all seen it or experienced it. The alcoholic who gets sober and rebuilds their life. The abuse survivor who heals and helps others. The person who was bankrupt who builds financial stability. The couple on the brink of divorce who does the work and falls in love again. The depressed person who finds hope and purpose. It happens. Restoration is real. You are not defined by your worst moment, your biggest failure, your deepest pain, your longest struggle, or your darkest season. You are defined by your willingness to keep getting up, keep trying, keep moving toward wholeness, keep believing that change is possible. Today, right now, identify one area of your life that feels broken or hopeless. Maybe it's a relationship, a part of your health, your financial situation, an addiction, your career, your mental health, whatever it is. Instead of accepting that brokenness as permanent and unchangeable, ask yourself, what would restoration look like here? What would it look like if this area of my life was healed and whole? What's one small step I could take today toward that healing? Then take that step, just one step, and trust that beauty can come from ashes, joy from mourning, praise from despair. These 20 lessons from Isaiah are not just ancient wisdom from a book written thousands of years ago. They're practical, powerful, timeless truths that can transform your daily life starting right now, today, this moment. You don't have to implement all 20 of them at once. That would be overwhelming. Choose one or two that resonate most deeply with where you are in your journey right now. Maybe it's the lesson about letting go of the past. Maybe it's the one about your inherent worth. Maybe it's the one about rest. Maybe it's the one about restoration. Whatever speaks to you most powerfully, focus on those. Practice them. Apply them to your real-life situations. Let them become part of how you think and live. Then add another, and another. Over time, as you integrate these principles into your life, they will reshape your life from the inside out. You'll find more peace in the midst of chaos and uncertainty, more strength when you feel weak and depleted, more purpose in your daily activities, even the mundane ones, more hope for your future regardless of your past, more resilience in the face of challenges and setbacks, more joy in the present moment instead of always living in the past or future, more compassion for yourself and others, more wisdom in your decisions, more meaning in your relationships, more alignment between your values and your actions. This is the power of timeless wisdom applied to modern life. If this video has been helpful to you, if you've found value in these lessons, I want to strongly encourage you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear these truths. Maybe you know someone who's going through a difficult time right now. Maybe you know someone who's lost hope. Maybe you know someone who's searching for meaning and purpose. Share this with them. You never know how much it might help them. Leave a comment below and let me know which of these 20 lessons resonated most with you and why. Tell me which one you're going to focus on applying first. I read every single comment, and I genuinely love hearing from you and learning about your journey. Your comments also help other people who read them and realize they're not alone in their struggles. Remember these core truths as you go forward. You were created with purpose and intention. You are precious and valuable just as you are. The best is yet to come for you. Keep going. Keep growing. Keep believing. Keep applying these truths. Your life will never be the same. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.